But almost all the turbines in use today are horizontal axis machines, which have a 3-bladed rotor spinning in a vertical plane attached to the front of a box which we call the nacelle, after the fairing around an aircraft engine. And in this nacelle we have the generator, often a gearbox, and occasionally a high voltage transformer, and the whole thing sits on top of a tower, which is mostly there to keep the blades from digging a hole. So let's start by looking at a typical sub-megawatt model. Turbines of this type are typically 25 to 45 meters tall, and at the base you will often find 2 doors. The lower door takes you into a secured compartment where we have a high voltage step-up transformer. The generator level, and there we find the control cabinet and the base of a ladder, or a series of ladders. Often in these smaller turbines, the ladders run to a steel platform with a sealed trapdoor, which we call the yaw platform. Just above that we have the yaw ring with the bearings that allow the nacelle and the rotors to rotate around to face the wind. And this sealed platform acts as a bit of fire protection, also avoids people falling back down the tower, because at the top of the nacelle we simply have a hole through which we climb. And the nacelle in this case is a vaguely tapered tube. At the back we have the wind sensors, which give us speed and direction and allow the turbine to face into the wind and to change the angle of the blades. The nacelle itself is just a fiberglass tube. At the front we have a similar fiberglass cowl protecting the hub, which is a steel casting on which we have bolted our 3 blades, and the blades can turn or pitch so that the angle they form with the wind can be varied. Out of the back of the hub we have a shaft which leads into the gearbox, then a high-speed shaft through a brake into a generator, and that generator then supplies the electrical power, as I say, at about 690 volts all the way back down the tower to the base. And right at the back we have a cooling fan, as we're generating 500,000 watts of energy inside the nacelle. Some of that is wasted as heat. Now, the layout of a larger turbine is broadly similar, but some of the components are in different places. So let's start by looking at the tower section of a typical 2 megawatt turbine.